Boss Lady here. Just want to talk to you guys about theme today. That is going to be our final literary element. It's going to kind of tie together everything we've done so far. We want to practice identifying a theme and using textual evidence to back that theme up. Before we begin, there's a couple things I want to discuss with you guys. These are going to be two very important vocabulary words that we will be discussing for the next few lessons. The first one is anecdote. Sounds like antidote, but it's not something you use to cure for a poison or anything. An anecdote is a short, amusing, or interesting story about a real incident or person. It's kind of like when you tell your friends what you did over the weekend. You may embellish a little bit, but those events actually happened. The next one's going to be a narrative. This is a spoken or written account of connected events. It's kind of like a story. Again, kind of like a personal story when you're telling your friends what happened in third block or something like that. So anecdote and narrative are some things we're going to be reading the next few lessons. So today I want to focus on how do you find a theme. I'm going to show you a 3-step process to finding a perfect theme every single time. So what is the first step in order to find a theme? Well, that first step is you need to read, watch, listen, and analyze the work. How can you know the lesson of the story if you don't know the story? We've done this a couple times from The Interlopers, Jenny, those 6 panels from the Watchmen comic with Malcolm and Walter. So you need to make sure you read, watch, listen, and analyze the work. Not just sitting there and taking it in, but thinking about it as well. So once you've done that, you want to start to list some topics that the source deals with. And use one word. Try to keep it simple. Does it deal with death, with loss, with betrayal? Does it deal with loyalty? Something like that. And we'll see an example in just a moment of how to do this. Finally, once you have your topic, pick one topic from that list and write a sentence about what the author believes about that topic. Let me show you how this process works using a source we're all fairly familiar with, The Lion King. The Lion King deals with a young soon-to-be king who runs away from his responsibility because of the guilt he feels when he believes he killed his father, Mufasa. But obviously he was manipulated by Scar. So for my background knowledge of The Lion King, and again, you can use either the animated one from the 90s or the newer one that came out last year or the year before. But we want to start to make a list of topics that The Lion King deals with. So what I want you guys to do, think of a few topics that The Lion King deals with. And then we'll kind of compare our list. Some of you may have some similar things. Some of you may have things I didn't think of. Pause the video, think about a couple things, topics, big ideas that The Lion King deals with. Here's my list. The big ideas I thought The Lion King dealt with were family, whether that is the actual family of Simba, his father, the Lion Pride, or his newfound family with Timon and Pumbaa, which ties nicely into that idea of friends. Guilt is a big one, right? Simba felt guilty about his father's death, which made him run away in fear from his responsibilities. Fear is another topic I have. Manipulation, we see that with a nasty, evil Scar. Growing up, this is a film about growing up and figuring out who you are in the world. Are you just some free-roaming bachelor like he was with Simba was with Timon and Pumbaa? Or are you going to follow in your father's footsteps or your family's footsteps? And love, and we see this specifically with Nala. Now here's where a lot of people stop. They have this list, they pick one, and they say, oh, the theme is fear, or the theme is friends, or love, or whatever. That's not quite a theme yet. That is just an idea or a topic. Remember, a theme is a lesson in the story. So what is the lesson we learn about love, about guilt, about fear, manipulation, whatever? What I'd like you to do again is in a moment, pause this video, and I want you to pick one topic. It can be from my list or the list you made, and try to create a theme of your own. And you can write that down in the comments, or if you just want to jot it down in your notebook or on a piece of paper or type it in your phone or something, that's fine too. But pause the video and write down a lesson from one of these topics or one of the topics you made. For me, I picked guilt. Guilt really stuck out to me because I noticed it caused Simba to run away from his responsibilities, to run away from being the king and dealing with Pride Rock. For me, I thought that guilt prevents us from becoming the person we are meant to be. Now you guys notice I gave you an example of why I thought this was an appropriate theme for our text, The Lion King. It's always important to give a strong example to back up your theme. Now what we're going to do is you guys are going to look at a text, and I want you to answer these 3 questions, and this is how you will get credit for today's lesson. I want to know, based on the text you're assigned, what is the central theme of the selection? What is a detail or quote that develops the central theme? So it could be something somebody said or something that is narrated, something in the text. And make sure you use exactly what's in the text that backs up your central theme. Lastly, I want to know what literary element is used to develop the central theme, and how is this literary element used? Basically, you're kind of explaining how does your quote show a literary element developing this theme. It's an explanation. Now real quick, when I say literary elements, I mean the big things that every story needs. Character, setting, plot, the things we spent the last few lessons on. Is it the character that best develops your theme? Is it place that develops the theme? Or is it the stuff that happens, the plot, the conflict that best develops the theme? Alright, so let's talk about these questions using the text we used together, The Lion King. So we already discussed this first part. What is the central theme of the selection? For The Lion King, again, we said, guilt prevents us from becoming the person we are meant to be. I did give an example previously about this, but I want to use a specific example from the text, in this case, the film. So what is a detail or quote that develops the central theme? Well, a quote that develops the central theme is from Rafiki. And this is towards the end of the film when he states, "Oh yes, the past can hurt, but from the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it." Now the trickier question is what literary element is used to develop the central theme, and how is this literary element used? So for me, I would focus on character, because we have a character who is literally running away from his problems and guilt. We see that with Simba. Now when he speaks to Rafiki towards the end of the film on his way back to Pride Rock, Rafiki acknowledges Simba's pain, but also acknowledges that he has lost who he was supposed to become. Speaking with Rafiki allows Simba to realize his mistake from running from his past, but now he is ready to atone and become the king he was always meant to be. That's going to do it for this video. Message me if you guys have any questions regarding this assignment. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like leftovers. We'll see you in the next one. Make good decisions.